Good day, ladies and gentlemen. RJ Horner back again for another reading with the science of getting rich. I believe it's our destiny to be wealthy. It's our purpose to be wealthy. It's our mission to be as strong and as healthy as we can. And in order to do that, we have to be able to pay our way through life. We have to be able to, in order to enjoy the things we love, we have to be able to spend money. It costs money to live, pretty much. And then in order to enjoy life, in order to deserve to pay for that life, we have to be wealthy. It's a fact. So thank you for joining me. It's going to be day 9, chapter 8 in Science of Getting Rich. Thinking in the thinking in the certain way. Turn back to chapter 6. Read again the story of the man who formed a mental image of his house, and you will get a fair idea of the initial step toward getting rich. You must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it to yourself. You must have it before you can give it. And many people fail to impress the thinking substance because they have themselves only a vague and misty concept of the things they want to do, to have, or to become. It is not enough that you should have a general desire for wealth to do good with. Everybody has that desire. It is not enough that you should have a wish to travel, see things, live more, etc. Everybody has those desires also. If you were going to send a telegram message to a friend, you could not send the letters of the alphabet in their order and let them construct the message for himself. Nor would you take words at random from the dictionary. You would send a coherent sentence, one which meant something. When you try to impress your wishes upon the thinking substance, remember that it must be done by a coherent statement. You must know what you want and be definite. You can never get rich or start the creative power into action by sending out unformed longings and vague desires. Go over your desires, just as the man I have described went over his house. See what you want and get a clear mental picture of it as you wish it to look when you get it. As the sailor has the port toward which he is sailing in his mind, you must have a clear mental picture continually in your mind. You must keep your face toward it at all time. You must no more lose sight of it than the steersman loses sight of the compass. It is not necessary to take exercises in concentration, nor to set apart special times for prayer and affirmation, nor to go into the silence, nor do occult stunts of any kind. These things are well enough, but all you need is to know what you want and to want it badly enough so that it will stay in your thoughts. Spend as much of your leisure time as you can in contemplating your picture. Remember that no one needs to take exercises to concentrate his mind on a thing which he really wants. It is the things you do not really care about which require effort to fix your attention upon them. Unless your desire to get rich is strong enough to hold your thoughts to the purpose, as the magnetic pole holds the needle of the compass, it will hardly be worthwhile for you to try to carry out the instructions given in this book. The methods I am presenting here are for people whose desire for riches is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and the love of ease. The more clear and definite you make your picture, and the more you dwell upon it, the stronger your desire will be. And the stronger your desire, the easier it will be to hold your mind fixed upon the picture of what you want. However, something more is necessary than merely seeing the picture clearly. If that is all you do, you are only a dreamer, and you will have little or no power for accomplishment. Behind your clear vision must be the purpose to realize it, to bring it out in tangible expression. And behind this purpose must be an invincible and unwavering faith that the thing is already yours, that it is at hand, and you have only to take possession of it. Live in the new house mentally and until it takes form around you physically. In the mental realm, enter at once into full enjoyment of the things you want. Whatsoever things ye ask for when ye pray, believe that you receive them, and ye shall have them, said Jesus. See the things you want as if they were actually around you all the time. See yourself as owning and using them. Make use of them in imagination, just as you will use them when they are your tangible possessions. Dwell upon your mental picture until it is clear and distinct. Then take the mental attitude of ownership toward everything in that picture. Take possession of it in your mind in the full faith that it is actually yours. Hold to this mental ownership. Do not waver for an instant in the faith that it is real. And remember what it was said in chapter 7 about gratitude. Be as thankful for it all the time as you expect to be when it has taken form. The person who can sincerely thank God for the things which he owns only in imagination has real faith. That person will get rich. That person will cause the creation of whatsoever he wants. You do not need to pray repeatedly for the things you want. It is necessary to tell God about it every day. It is not necessary to tell God about it every day. Use not vain repetitions as do the heathens, said Jesus to his pupils. For your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things before you ask him. Your part is to intelligently forgive my poor deliverance. Your part is to intelligently form your desire for the things which make for a larger life, and to get those desires arranged in a coherent whole. You must impress this whole desire upon the formless substance which has the power and the will to bring you what you want. You do not make this impression by reading strings of words. You make it by holding the vision that with unshakable purpose to attain it, and with steadfast faith that you will attain it. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are working. You cannot impress the mind of God by having a special Sabbath day set apart to tell him what you want, and then forgetting him during the rest of the week. If you do not think of your prayer until the hour of prayer comes again, you cannot impress him by having special hours to go into your closet and pray. Oral prayer has its effect in clarifying your vision and strengthening your faith, but it is not your oral petitions which will get you what you want. In order to get rich, you do not need a special hour of prayer. You need to pray without ceasing. And by prayer, I mean holding steadily to your vision, with the purpose of causing its creation into solid form, and the faith that you are doing so. Believe that you receive them. Once you have clearly formed your vision, the whole matter turns on receiving. When you have formed it, it is well to make an oral statement by addressing the supreme power in reverent prayer. From that moment on, you must receive in your mind what you ask for. Live in the new house. Wear the fine clothes. Ride in the automobile. Go on the journey, and confidently plan for greater journeys. Think and speak of all the things you have asked for in terms of actual present ownership. Imagine the exact environment and financial condition you desire, and live all the time in that imaginary environment and financial condition. Mind, however, that you do not do this as a mere dreamer and castle builder. Hold to the faith that the imaginary is being realized and to the purpose required to realize it. Remember that it is faith and purpose in the use of the imagination which make the difference between the scientist and the dreamer. And having learned this fact, it is here that you must learn the proper use of the will. So that's our reading today. And again, I have a dual purpose in presenting these Science of Getting Rich studies. One, I want to learn how to build wealth. I have a mission to build wealth. It's in my mind constantly, and that was part of the lesson today, is to build it in your mind. But you can't just build it in your mind. You've also got to put into action a plan. You've got to imagine what that will look like and vividly imagine it. Picture it wholly in your life. So I'm going to begin from this moment to picture the wealth coming to me, to picture the money that I think I deserve and the money that I certainly desire. I've always had a desire for it, but I've always more had a wish for it. I've had it hope that it will come to me and hope that I will be wealthy one day and I will have money enough to spend one day. But I haven't been taking the proper expectation of it. I haven't been imagining that it exists in my life. I am wealthy. I have a wonderful home, a great family. We truly do not need for much. Yes, I tell you that it has come at a cost because I've lived on borrowed money for a long time. But I've come up with a plan to remove that because I believe it's time for me to eliminate that from my life in order to be able to move forward and to allow wealth to come in my life. If I'm constantly focusing on debt and this money that I owe, I can't possibly focus on money that I want to enter my life because I'm constantly thinking about money that's leaving my life. So I've already begun to imagine my future, to picture it as wholly as I can, to picture the fact that I want to build a cottage resort. I want to be a coach and mentor and motivational speaker. Now, I've already taken steps to work towards these things, but the wealth still hasn't come. It still hasn't entered my life, probably because I'm not given the enough visualization. Jack Canfield teaches a visualization technique where he says, picture the house you want to live in. If that's what you're working for, picture the house you want to live in. Imagine it wholly. Imagine yourself in it. What do your carpets look like? What do the walls look like? How are they painted? How many TVs do you have? What does it look like when you enter the door? Or when you're driving up to it? Picture that house wholly in your mind. Imagine the future that you want to live. How much money do you have available to you? What's your bank account look like? Imagine the numbers in your bank account when you look at it. Is it $70,915? Right? Imagine seeing those numbers when you open your bank account. So by visualizing it, you're training your mind to expect these things, to look for these things. And I think that's what today's lesson is all about, is that we want to visualize it as if it truly exists already in our life. And that will help with the gratitude because we feel that we are deserving. We feel that we are achieving. We feel that we are successful from visualizing ourselves as already in possession of those things we want. So those are the steps I'm taking. And I'm preparing for my future by not only visualizing it, because visualizing is one part of it, but also by putting into action plans for the attainment of these riches or the wealth or the life that I want to live. I am planning and preparing for that now. And as I do so, I can now expect for a better future. I love Zig Ziglar. He says, plan to win and prepare to win. Then and only then can you expect to win. Well, I've been planning and I've certainly been preparing. And now I expect to win. I expect that future that I deserve and this future that I have been preparing for. I know I'm on the edge. I know it's going to come to me. But I don't expect that it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't expect instant wealth. I don't expect that money is just going to come into my bank account. Money will flow to me through time. And that will begin to build the wealth that I expect. So I've been working on my future. And as I mentioned, I have a dual purpose. I do want to study wealth. But also my mentors are planning the release of their book because they've been studying this book. I know they've been studying this book because they've preached these methods to me many times. I hear this in their seminars. And over again, I know that Sunil and Cora have studied this book. They have implemented it into their lives. Again, I know them to be master wealth builders. Again, not only do they build wealth for themselves and for their family, but they also teach others how to build wealth and how to empower their lives and how to live a better life. That's the reason I follow them, and that's the reason I'm preaching that this book, Science of Getting Rich, is outdated. It's written in 1910. But Cora and Sunil have rewritten it so that it's in modern language, in modern terms, and it's written for men and women, so everybody can understand it and to learn from it. And again, it's not just a book, it's an entire program. They've got video lessons, audio lessons that you can take with you in an MP3 format. And then they've got a forum built around it so you can interact with other people. Again, join a community of like-minded people. That's what it's all about. That's what we have here in Live and Love Life, where we want you to build a life you love to live. But I belong to these other communities as well. And they're putting a forum around SOGR, the Science of Getting Rich. So I want you to get this book. I want you to get the modern version. I've also made the original 1910 version available through our website, but I want you to get this modern book, and you can visit us at www.live-love-life.ca/SOGR. Once again, that's live-love-life.ca/SOGR, and get your copy of this program. Because again, Sunil and Cora are givers. They're giving a lot more value for the $27 they're asking for this program. So please visit us at that website, live-love-life.ca/SOGR. Thank you for joining me. That's our lesson for today. I want you to get the program. I want you to continue this study. I'll be back again tomorrow for Chapter 9 on Day 10 of our study. I'm RJ Horner for Live and Love Life and the study of Science of Getting Rich. Better days ahead.